And good morning, good afternoon to you. This is Lindsay at Car Food Channel. I hope you are well. Today you can see we are marinating and aligning our water. What, you say? How can this be? What are you doing, Lindsay? Why are you talking to us about aligning water? Well, here's why. Because according to Eastern traditions, particularly Ayurveda, water can be aligned. And what happens is that as water goes through piping in sewage and in all of our ways that we deliver water to one another in the civilized societies, what happens is when water doesn't go in a straight path, it starts to get a little bit discombobulated, and the molecules start to shift shapes a little bit because they need to accommodate all of these quick movements. And they do move quite quickly through these pipes that we have. So on top of them also going through usually synthetically created pipes that we have now, PVC pipes and so forth, they're also going through older pipes that, again, were not created according to what was a useful metal for the human body to take in, but rather what would be the strongest and rust-proof way to carry water, right? So I don't know a lot about piping, so I don't know if these were steel. I'm guessing they were not iron, because if they were, then they would all be rusted by now. But I'm guessing that they were steel. But what happens is they have all of these twists and turns going through in order to reach their destination. And especially when we turn on the water, we may not think of it as going fast, but molecularly it's going rather quickly. And I don't know in miles per hour what it would come down to when we turn on the faucet, but it also comes on demand. And so it has to go from a stagnant state into a very flowing state quite quickly. So according to Ayurveda, the way that you would manage your water, as well as in the Middle East, this is common practice, you would take your water from a well or something other, natural source, and you would pump it into your container, which would be a natural container. It could even be wood, but it might be glass, it might be copper, and copper would be the most holy opportunity for you. It has a way of interacting with water in a way that's very, very nutrifying to the human body. So you would put it into that copper pot, or if you don't have that, you would put it into some glass, which we consider inert, and I'm sure that glass is not actually inert, because when we say something is inert, what it actually means is we haven't figured out how it how it interacts with its contents yet, right? But at any rate, we have not found anything negative about how water interacts in glass, but not a ton positive, just a little bit positive, kind of compared to plastic. So you put the water into a copper container, or in this case, my glass container, and you would leave it. Ideally, you would leave it 24 hours. And I have not left it 24 hours before because I go through a lot of water at home, and I have not had quite that opportunity. And now that I'm in the car, it's not real manageable to do that. But what I can do is let it rest for a while. And so I do try to let it rest for 8 or 12 hours. And it allows it to start realigning to its natural structure, to its natural rest pattern. And I am not the total expert in this. I'm just sharing this with you of something that I've learned. And as we start Grateful Eats Catering, that will be the raw kale-free catering company here in LA, just be aware that all of our cleanses and all of the waters that we provide that will be infused with various essential oils or energies will also be rested when you receive them. Now, the juices will not be rested as long because it's important to drink the juice as soon as possible, but it will be blessed and given the vibrational opportunity to rest, and we hope that it will do that. But the water will be rested for 24 hours before you receive it, and while the chi in the water does like running, how can I say? You know how cats, when they're looking in a bathtub, they like don't want their own water, but they want whatever water is running? It's because the chi that's moving through that, and your dogs do this too. They don't want that rested water for too long, but most of the time that rested water has not been in copper, it has not been in glass, It's actually been in plastic and out in usually in city air. So that's most likely why. But this does not. So it realigns, it makes it easier for your body to absorb. It raises the vibration of that water. And as you probably know, if you've looked at any water molecule studies, and there's very famous, immense work on this from the East, and you can see it in very scientific, molecular photograph types of ways. What happens is that the molecules really do change depending on the energy that is going on around it and that is put toward the water as well. And so this is an opportunity for you, even in your busy day, to just fill up your water. If you don't have copper, just use glass and leave it out. And so this is what I'm doing on the camping trip. I'm just leaving it on the rocks, in the glass, and out in the sun. And the sun is another way to purify your water. So, very easy tip. If you want to buy alkaline water in addition, do that. But this also alkalizes the water and does some similar things to help the inflammation in your body relieve itself. Namaste.